right.
It feels funny nobody else is here.
I know. All right, Kim, we're good? Thank you. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from the summer recess. I know we had a few special meetings during the summer, but overall, it's been a bit of a stretch of time since we've all been together. And so welcome back to those of us here in the room, and welcome back to everyone joining us on BevCam. Thank you, Kim, for being here with us and having us ready to roll. Before I officially call the meeting to order, I will run through the agenda just so that we all are back in the groove. This is our first regular meeting since the summer recess, and it's pretty much all routine business items. Tonight we have no public hearings, although we will set some for the next meeting in September. And so we will be taking up routine business, taking a break for some committee work, and then we will come back to finish things up. So with that, I'll officially call to order this regular meeting of the Beverly City Council, Monday, September 9th, 2024, 7 o'clock p.m. Ms. Kent, will you please call the roll?
Bowen. Here. Crowley. Here. Feldman. Here. Hausman. Here. Rotundo. Here. Spang. Here. St. Hilaire. Here. Sweeney. Here. And Flowers.
Here. Thank you, Ms. Kent. Councillor Feldman, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Councillor Feldman. We'll go right to acceptance of minutes of previous meetings, and we have one set of meeting minutes that we can approve this evening. This is the set of minutes from our special city council meeting from August 19th, 2024. And thank you, Vice President Crowley, for running that meeting as well in the month of August. So is there a motion to approve that set of minutes?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0, and those are approved. Ms. Kent, let's go to communications from His Honor the Mayor, please.
Order number 228, Mayor Michael Cahill's notice of appointment to city office under City Charter, Section 3-3, to Honorable City Council. Name of appointee, Mark Casey of 16 Chapman Street, to serve on the trustees of David S. Lynch Public Park and for the term effective until 9/30/2027. I respectfully request you review this appointment in accordance with Section 2-10 of the City Charter. Thank you for your cooperation.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services.
Order number 229, Mayor Michael Cahill's notice of appointment to city office under City Charter, Section 3-3, to Honorable City Council. Name of appointment, Scott DeLay of 36 Dane Street, to serve on the Permanent Building Commission, effective until 9/30/2027. I respectfully request that you review this appointment in accordance with the Section 2-10 of the City Charter. Thank you for your consideration.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services.
Order number 230 from Mayor Michael Cahill, notice of appointment to city office under City Charter, Section 3-3, to Honorable City Council. Appointee Robin Luna Whitman of 12 Lothrop Street, to serve on the Permanent Building Commission, effective till 9/30/2027. I respectfully request that you review this appointment in accordance with Section 2-10 of the City Charter. Thank you for your consideration.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services as well.
Order number 231, Dear Honorable City Council, I hereby request the Honorable City Council approve the attached leases between Multi-Wing Aviation and the Beverly Airport Commission. The 4 leases include approximately 1,688 square feet in general office space, 9,600 square feet of hangar space, and 5,500 square feet of land. These leases were transferred to the tenant in August 2023. However, the new leases before you reflect nearly $210,000 in investments the tenant is making to the premises. The leases will comprise of $43,575 of airport revenues. The leases were approved by the Airport Commission at their August 12, 2024 meeting. Please initiate action on this matter at your upcoming City Council meeting. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 187 B and C. Dear Honorable City Council, attached hereto are 2 proposed orders which will complete the process necessary for the acceptance of portions of Thaxton Road and Old Planters Road in addition to Cumnock Street as public ways. Other portions of Thaxton and Old Planters and the entirety of Wyndham Lane were previously accepted as public ways in 1992. These orders will allow the city to complete the layout and acceptance process for the remaining ways that make up the Thaxton Heights neighborhood. As required by law, Order 2024, number 187, referred the layout plan to the planning board for its review. On August 20, 2024, the board reported its approval of the layout and recommended acceptance of those portions of Thaxton Road, Old Planters Road, and Cumnock Street as public ways. The first of the two orders is the taking by eminent domain of easements over those roadways. Each of the owners of these portions of roadway have agreed to donate permanent easements to the city in the private ways abutting the front of their properties and have waived the paying of any compensation for their taking. The second of the two orders is the adoption of the layout and the acceptance of the public ways over those portions of Thaxton Road, Old Planters Road, and Cumnock Street. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs as well.
Those are both 187s, B
B
and C.
Yes, thank you. Let's go to communications from other city officers and boards, please, Ms. Kent.
Order number 187A from Ellen Hutchins, the Planning Board Chairperson, a recommendation from the Planning Board relative to proposed Order 187-2024.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 232 from the City Clerk, an application for a new fortune teller license for Christine Rivera of 4 Kernwood Ave.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 233 from the City Clerk, a renewal application for John DeVincenzo to sell Christmas trees at 294 Elliott Street.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs as well.
Order number 234 from the CPC, Community Preservation Committee, fiscal year 2025 proposed CPA budget.
Please refer that to the Committee on Finance and Property to set a public hearing.
Order number 235, the Councilor of St. Helier's, a reappointment for Elizabeth Dunn as a Ward 6 representative to serve on the Open Space and Recreation Committee.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 236 from Planning Director Darlene Nguyen, request to set a public hearing to review amendments to the Beverly zoning ordinance to comply with Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 3A, MBTA Communities Act.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs to set a public hearing.
Order number 237 from Planning Director Darlene Nguyen, request to waive the city's right of first refusal on resale of an affordable housing unit.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs as well.
Order number 209A from Richard Benevento, a Parking and Traffic Chair. Order number 209-2024 regarding Council of St. Helier's request amendment to Ordinance 270-41 to prohibit parking at 54 Middlebury Lane, 18 feet from driveway towards Pete's Park.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs. Let's go to communications, applications, and petitions, please.
Order number 238 from National Grid, petition 309-96478 to install underground facilities on Balt Street.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services to set a public hearing.
Order number 239 from Herman and Penner, PC, petition to discharge a municipal mortgage of Suzanne Audette, trustee of 352 Cabot Street Realty Trust.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 240, notice of availability, Phase 4, status report, former Varian facility site at 150 Sawyer Road.
I would entertain a motion to receive that and place it on file. All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries 9-0, and so we will place that on file.
Order 241 from Coastal Mass Brewery, a waiver of the city's ordinance, Chapter 113-2, prohibiting possession or consumption of alcohol in a public way or in public spaces.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs. And then under unfinished business from a previous meeting, we have Order 209 from Councilor St. Hilaire. We heard the report from Parking and Traffic, 209A, just referred to Legal Affairs. So Councilor St. Hilaire, if you're comfortable, I'd like to refer 209 back to Legal Affairs as well so they can be together.
That works for me. Thank you.
Thank you,
Madam President.
Councilor. So Ms. Kent, let's refer 209 to Legal Affairs as well.
Okay.
Let's go to motions and orders before we take a break for some committee work. We have 3 orders under motions and orders tonight that are available for a second vote and final passage.
Order number 130, be it obtained by the City Council of the City of Beverly as follows. 270-66 Downtown Beverly Parking District, B zones, time-limited parking, A. This time limitation shall not apply to be enforced against any passenger vehicle or motor vehicle displaying a veteran, disabled veteran, National Guard awarded Medal Veteran, Gold Star Family, or Medal of Liberty plate issued by the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles, or a veteran's parking sticker issued by the City of Beverly Veterans Service Department. Residents who live within the following areas should have access to a resident parking permit that allows them to park in time, limited on-street parking for longer than 2 hours. Up to 2 resident parking permits will be available per household. Time, number 1, time-limited zones as listed in section 270-66B3A-E. Number 2, between Cabot Street and Rantoul Street, which are within on-street parking regulation device zone listed in section 270-66B1C. And E, employees of businesses that are located within the downtown Beverly Parking District who have purchased a parking permit that allows them to park in an off-street parking lot in the downtown Beverly Parking District are able to park in time-limited zones for longer than 2 hours. One is to take effect upon publication and final passage, and this was in the newspaper April 26, 2024, and this is final passage.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. Our Assistant State Solicitor Jesse Dole is here with us. Mr. Dole.
Good evening. I just wanted to point out that that original order was amended by Legal Affairs on June 24th. So it would not apply to any veteran with a license plate. It would only be veteran residents of that resident parking district who have been issued a veterans parking sticker through the Veterans Department. So they would have to live in that district in order to be able to park there. All this does is allow them not to have to get redundant veteran parking sticker, resident parking sticker. So I guess in a nutshell, if you live in that neighborhood, those neighborhoods that are within the 2-hour limited parking, and you have a veteran sticker, that will be a substitute for the resident parking sticker. So it wouldn't allow parking in excess of 2 hours between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. if you were a veteran that lived somewhere else. It would just be the veterans in that neighborhood.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Counselor Spang, would you like to add?
Yeah, I was just going to help. The red line change is in a subsection C instead of A. So I think it looks like it is included in the packet. It's just the piece in C, where it adds a sentence, residents who live within the following areas who possess a veteran's parking sticker issued by the City of Beverly Veterans Services Department shall be allowed to park in time-limited on-street parking for longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, that amendment is contained within the agenda. It was the original order, and then there's a handwritten note at the top of the substitute amendments that were amended in June.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dole. Thank you, Counselor Spang. So this, as amended in Legal Affairs, as we just heard, is available for final passage this evening. Before we have any further discussion, is there a motion to approve as amended? Is there any further discussion, comments, or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries 9-0. Thank you very much. So that is approved for final passage. Ms. Kent, Order 188?
Yes, let me make sure there's no,
Okay.
nothing new here. Order number 188, be it obtained the City Council of the City of Beverly as follows. The order contains amendments to the Stormwater Ordinance, Chapter 29, to meet the requirements of the National Pollution Discharge Elimination System and the general permits for stormwater discharges from small municipal separate storm sewer systems in Massachusetts and achieve compliance with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency stormwater regulations. The amendments provide control to ensure the safeguard of public health and safety, public and private property, surface water, public drinking water, groundwater resources, recreational areas, aquatic habitats, and life in the environment as a whole by establishing minimum requirements and procedures to control the adverse effects of increased stormwater runoff, non-point source pollution associated with the development, redevelopment, and erosion and sedimentation associated with construction. Ordinance to take effect upon publication and final passage, and this was in the newspaper August 5th, 2024.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kent. This is also available for final passage this evening. Before further discussion, is there a motion to approve Order 188?
So, second.
Any further discussion, comments, or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries 9-0, also for final passage. Thank you. And Order 191.
Order 191 be detained by the City Council of the City of Beverly as follows. Chapter 270, Section 42D, parking prohibited during certain months is amended as follows. Parking on the north side of Livingston Ave from Carver Street to Woodland Ave from May 1st to September 1st between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Ordinance to take effect upon publication and final passage, and this was in the newspaper August 5th, 2024. And Legal Affairs did send it back with the expectation that a red line version be submitted to the full council, which it was.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. This is also available for final passage this evening. Before further discussion, is there a motion to approve Order 191? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Carries 9-0. That's also approved this evening. Thank you very much. That brings us to an opportunity to take a break for some committee work. I know that Legal Affairs has a significantly heavier agenda than the other two subcommittees. And so if in the context of this meeting, it feels like that can't be resolved in a routine manner, we may have to have legal at a separate time. I see Councilor Hostman nodding. That's not a surprise. But just if you're following, you see that happen. That will be on a subcommittee meeting night. So I would entertain a motion to take a 15 or so minute break for some committee work. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We'll have Legal Affairs stay here on BevCam. We'll have Public Services in the committee room and Finance and Property on the bench. Thank you.
Legal Affairs at 7:18. Hi.
Hi. Hello there.
Well, good, good. Because it's time sensitive, I want to take up Rileside Day, which is Order 241 and 227. So I don't see Mr. Corcoran here this evening. Do you have a preference? I'm inclined to just go ahead and grant these waivers unless you have any concerns.
I have no concerns. I did talk with Mr. Doe just to make sure that there was no issues with me speaking on behalf of it. I don't have a problem. I was,
Okay.
been
All right.
involved with it since day one of the inception of it.
Okay.
I don't need to.
And Mr. Corcoran did email you and I,
Yep.
this afternoon, to say he wouldn't be able to make it,
Oh, okay. But at least
but he asked if you had questions.
he'd wait in.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine. In that case, I will take up order number 227, which is a request for a waiver of the city ordinance relating to possession and consumption of alcohol in a public way or public spaces. for Gentilly Brewery. This is for Ryle Side Day. Is there a motion?
So,
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Mr. Gentili's here now.
Ah, Mr. Gentilly. Aye.
We just,
You're too late. No, I'm just kidding. You're already done. We said no, just kidding. Yeah,
You want me to
I'm gonna.
dig this out as we go along, Lisa?
Oh, yeah, I'll be the person.
All right,
I'm really good at handing papers.
all right. We are still in order, and although we have already voted, Mr. Gentilly, is there anything you'd like to say about the coming Ryle Side Day and what you'd like to do? If you could come to just come up here to the microphone, please.
Nothing necessarily to add, if you've hopefully voted in favor to allow the waiver. It's a great event, it's a good community event, and we just hope to add to it.
Okay.
We've done it, I think this will be the second or third year that we've done a beer garden
in the park.
through this, city waiver, city council waiver process, so, with no incidents, and, it should be a
And
fun, beautiful day for it
Is
on
it
Saturday.
Livingston Park?
At Livingston Park, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all righty.
So,
Thank you.
and it's our way to support the Ryle Side Civic Association too. We donate money back to the organization, post-event. So,
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we did vote in favor.
Great, thank you.
Right before
Appreciate
you
it.
walked in.
Had to get dinner on the table, so.
Understood, understood.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for showing up. It's not here. I didn't see it. Oh, baby. Is that where all the, yeah, here we go. Okay. That explained why I couldn't find it in the file. Then I'd also like to take up order number 241, also Coastal Mass Brewing. Similarly, a waiver of the city ordinance relating to consumption of alcohol in a public way or public space. This is also for Ryle Side Day. Is there a motion anyone would like to make regarding this?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And that was 241. Pardon? Oh, good. All right, 241. Okay. All right. All right. I would like to accept a motion to place order number 34, which is a letter from me to the Legal Affairs, to receive and place on file. Is there a motion?
So,
All those in favor?
aye.
Motion carries 3-0. 170. Bear with me while I go through the list. Order number 233, this is a renewal application for John DiVincenzo to sell Christmas trees at 294 Elliott Street, otherwise known as the parking lot next to Zips Ice Cream. Any questions by the committee? If not, I would accept a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And that was 233. Is 232, Christine Rivera. I believe you are here this evening, Ms. Rivera. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. I have a question to start out. What is your prediction for how this board will vote on your renewal application. Do you have one?
Feel pretty good about it.
So you do not foresee issues? Okay. Members of the committee, do you have any questions for Ms. Rivera? Is this a new license or a renewal license?
A new one.
A new one? Okay. And have you been in the fortune teller business for a while?
I have been teaching astrology and tarot reading for a while, but not giving readings.
Okay.
And some of my students have asked me, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
can you do readings? And I'm like, okay, if you feel like comfortable with me, I'd like to offer that, but I also want to do it properly.
Sure, sure. Well, thank you for coming in this evening. Members of the committee, do you have any questions for Ms. Rivera? Seeing none, I would accept a motion regarding her order number 232.
Second.
Is that a motion to approve? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Your application's approved. But you knew that was going to happen.
I did. The one was in CrossFit phase.
Pardon? Oh, call to order Committee of the Whole. And Lisa, that is 32. Very good. 239 is, okay, that takes care of some of the quickest ones. So I'm going to try to take the order of taking for the easements on Thaxton Road, 187A, B, and C. Solicitor Dill, would you come to the microphone?
Good evening again.
If I understand it, good evening. If I understand it, this is taking of easements in order to lay out, complete the laying out of a public way that is presently a private way. Is that correct? Has
Bit
been?
of the backstory. The Thaxton Heights neighborhood
Yep.
there was a subdivision plan that was approved in the 80s. The front portion was developed. There was some change. I think the construction company went out of business. It passed through the hands of a number of banks. Successor took it over and completed the back half of the Thaxton Heights neighborhood. For some reason that no one has been able to discern, in 1992, the city council accepted that back portion of Thaxton Heights, which was a portion of Old Planters, a portion of Thaxton, and the entirety of Wyndham Way, as public ways. For some reason, the front half that actually, Old Planters and Thaxton and Cumnock, where they're on Grover Street, for some reason, there was never an acceptance of those private ways. So you have an odd situation of leaving Grover, passing over private ways to get to public ways in the back. Having the subdivision plan having been approved, the road, at least meeting the qualifications, the engineering department, they thought it appropriate. This is the multi-step process of accepting a private way as a public way.
Right.
So we were before the council in June. The first step was to refer the layout plan to the planning board, have the planning board report back. That is order 187A. The planning board's non-binding recommendation is that the city do accept those portions of Thaxton and Old Planters and the entirety of Cumnock as public ways. So the engineering department, through a significant number of months and some pretty hard work, were able to obtain donations of easements in the portions of those ways to the center line of those ways at about 24 of those properties out there. So the two steps tonight in order to move forward with the acceptance of these private ways as public ways would be to, one, we have an eminent domain taking order, which, again, as I said, all the property owners have waived any damages, any compensation for the donation of those easements. And then the second step would be the acceptance, The actual wording, which is somewhat important, is to adopt the layout. It's 2 steps in 1 order. To adopt the layout, the plan that was presented to the council in June, reviewed by the planning board, and to then accept those portions within the layout as public ways.
Those are respectively orders 187, 187B and then 187C.
Correct. B is the eminent domain taking, C is the adoption of the layout and the acceptance of the.
Were there any property owners who objected?
No.
Okay, so this has been approved by the planning board. It's recommendation of the planning staff. It's been reviewed by your office, and all the residents have consented.
This was a tremendous amount of work. I don't want to leave out the engineering, the entire engineering department team were the ones out knocking on doors, making sure that the donation forms were completed. So, you know, the revisions of the layout plan, square footage of each of the easements. So this was a tremendous amount of work, went into this with the engineering department. So.
Okay, thank you. Members of the subcommittee, you have any questions?
I do not.
If not, I would like to take care of orders 187A, 187B, and 187C in that order. 187A is the letter from the planning board making the recommendations relative to these takings and layouts. I would accept a motion to receive and place on file order number 187A.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. I would accept a motion on order 187B, order of takings of the easements. Is there a motion in favor of 187B?
So moved. To accept.
To accept,
Yeah.
yes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Order number 187C, this is the order to lay out and accept the portions as public ways.
So moved.
Second.
To approve?
To approve, yes.
Okay, to second to approve.
Correct.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. And let me give city clerk all 3 of those. A, B, and C. What? Ah, okay. Okay. Reappointment. 187, 130, 235. Ms. Kent, an appointment by a city councillor is not subject to the 7 days, correct? So we can vote on that this evening? This is order number 235, so it is a reappointment order filed by Councillor St. Hilaire to reappoint Elizabeth Dunn as a Ward 6 representative on the Open Space and Rec Committee. Any comments you'd like to make, Councillor St. Hilaire?
I just want to say that my wife's name is Elizabeth and her maiden name is Dunn, but this is not her. This is somebody else. So, and thank you to Ms. Dunn for her service.
Questions from the subcommittee? I would accept a motion to approve order number, where is it here? Yes, 235.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Let's see, what else is on the hit parade? Oh, how about 236? That is order, I will find it. This is to set a public hearing. Do we have a date? Pardon? Oh. Order number 236 is to set a public hearing on the proposed Beverly zoning ordinance relative to the MBTA Communities Act. That is to set a public hearing for September 23rd at 8:10 PM. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. This is just to set a public hearing.
Public hearing has to be set for October 7th. For October 7th. We can't, the legal ad would have to go in today. Okay. To set it. So the letter asks for, to set the public hearing on October 7th. We wouldn't be able to legally.
So what is the date you're suggesting should be?
Sorry, just.
Yes.
For the record, yes, Darlene Nguyen, Planning Director. We had asked for the public, so in order to meet the legal notice requirements, which is public notice 14 days before the public hearing,
Yeah?
we can't do that for the September 23rd. So we had asked, that's why we submitted the letter now, so that we can have it on October 7th.
Okay.
And then we can get the legal notice in. So
Okay, so October,
October 7th, is that the, I think that's the date.
let me just check.
Okay,
Okay, 10/7 at what time?
7:30.
7:30? Okay,
Okay, thank you. Just had a heart attack. I was like, okay.
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 I would accept a motion to amend our vote on order number 236 to change the date and the time for the setting the public hearing to October 7th at 7:30.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Okay. All right. I see we have our director from the airport here. It was my intention to take this up later, but you're here this evening, so why don't you come up and we'll try to at least start this. If I may, before you do that though, Council President, how are we doing on time?
If you can try to just do another 10 minutes max, I think just,
10 more minutes?
if it goes beyond that, maybe that carries over to the second.
That is not a problem. Okay. What? Oh. All right. I have a couple of questions about this.
Of course.
So the mayor's letter on, well, first, just to set the table here, for those who may be listening at home, this relates to 4 leases
Correct.
at the airport. And this is with approval of leases with multi-wing aviation. The mayor's cover letter references that these leases were transferred to the tenant in August of 2023. These leases before us requesting approval make no reference to previous leases. And so I'm not sure if this is a question directed to you or Solicitor Dole, but we'll start with you. Why do these leases make no reference to pre-existing leases for these 4 sites?
Right. And if we need to make an addendum, that we can do that as well. The idea behind these leases, so they were transferred to multi-wing in August of 23. Multi-wing then wants to move ahead with making some improvements to there's 2 hangars, an office space building, and then a ground lease on which a hangar that they own sits upon. Multi-wing wants to make some improvements, like go over about $200,000 worth of improvements to the buildings. And so they came to the commission and requested new leases for, the full terms. So in consideration of those investments that they were making.
So, what will be the disposition of the existing is it 4 leases that
Yes.
exist? What will be the disposition of those 4 leases upon the execution of these 4 leases?
So they would be terminated. And these leases would then just take those leases in place with
So, in my opinion, the new leases would be much cleaner if there was some reference to the disposition
Okay.
of existing leases for the same property with the same tenant.
okay.
Another question. I noticed that there's no address in either of the leases for multi-wing aviation, yet they are listed as a Massachusetts LLC, Limited Liability Company LLC. Why do the leases not contain, this is sort of drafting questions, but do you know why there's no address?
I don't, that was probably just an oversight on my part, so I apologize.
Okay, no, it's no problem. I mean, all these things can be addressed. Also, there is no start date to the term of any of the 4 leases as well. I note that this has to be approved, these leases have to be approved by the Airport Commission, by the City Council, by the mayor. You're coming to the mayor first, at least the ones submitted to us are not signed off on by either the Airport Commission or the mayor's office. Is that just sort of a procedural choice to come before us first?
Yeah, I suppose I just approach it that I get the approvals and then send out the leases for the signatures once all the approvals are in place. Yeah, that was just a procedural.
Okay. And then my last question is related to hazardous waste or environmental, if there was an environmental event. I note that that the leases do contain provision for multi-wing aviation to indemnify the city, but they could also file for bankruptcy and get out from underneath. So do we know anything about the creditworthiness of multi-wing? I noticed that the leases did not contain any reference to either a letter of credit or a bond or something like that to protect the city to back up their indemnification. And I don't know what the city's practice is in that regard. And actually, let me multiply my question by saying, does the Airport Commission have their own counsel, or do they work with the city's solicitor's office on lease drafting like this?
We work pretty closely with the city solicitor. There's some more, airport aviation specific specialties that we will go to a third-party counsel on, but for the most part, the solicitor's office is usually the one that I work closely with on leases.
Okay. What I would like to do, given the time frame of this and some of the questions, is hold these, and we're going to meet next week, Monday at 6:30 in Legal Affairs Subcommittee.
Okay.
And perhaps between now and then, some of these questions can be
Of course.
can be addressed.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Terrific. Thank you very much,
Works
Mr.
good
Chairman.
for me.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
So I will hold order number 231. That takes us to order number 237. This is a fairly routine matter that this council has taken up before in the past. If I've got my orders right. Yes, this is a request to waive the city's right of first refusal on the resale of affordable housing unit. Ms. Nguyen, could you come to the microphone? Is this sort of in the ordinary course? Are there any wrinkles to this particular? I mean, I know the council as a routine matter supports these these mortgages that are subject to right of first refusal as a way to keep them as affordable housing. Are there any wrinkles we should be aware of, or is this fairly straightforward?
This is fairly straightforward. It's same property, same building. You did another one a couple of months ago as well for the same condo building. And it's, yeah, very straightforward. The city has no, from my perspective, the city is not interested in purchasing if there's an
Right.
eligible purchaser that the Realtor finds. And
Okay.
that I have determined that the purchaser qualifies.
Okay. Any questions from members of the subcommittee? Hearing none, I would accept an order, a motion to approve order number 237.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And 237. Kathleen, can you hand this up? Up to 39. Ms. Nguyen, once again, would you step forward? Order number 239, this is a petition to discharge a municipal mortgage from 1991 or something, 33 years ago. The note has been lost. Neither the city nor any of the other parties can locate a note. It might just be an errant, a mistaken reference in a mortgage. We don't really know. Your records indicate that no parties can find it, and there is a request for the city to discharge this mortgage. It's in the amount, at least as of the time it was recorded, $5,000 or something like that.
Yes.
Is that a fair and reasonably accurate and complete summary?
That is fair and
Great.
accurate. Yep.
Questions from the subcommittee? Any questions? I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at the memo. It seems to me that that is entirely appropriate under the circumstances. I certainly can't
Yes.
think of any other way to approach.
Many of them have 30-year terms, so in a way, they've gotten the value from the grant.
Yeah.
And
I guess the only question I would have is, in terms of current practice, we would avoid the repetition of this kind of a situation.
there was a period of time when record keeping was, we've identified kind of a short period of time when record keeping was difficult to track records from those
Okay.
years. So I think that's not the case anymore.
Unless there are questions from the subcommittee, I would entertain an order to approve, to approve order number 239.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. 239, here it is. Kathleen, you can toss that on. Counselor St. Hilaire, order number 209A is a corollary to order number 209. I would propose that we take that up at subcommittee next week. There's a letter from Richard Benevento relating to the disposition of your request, and it looks like that will require a little bit of discussion.
That works for me. Thank you.
Does that work for you?
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
So 209A and 209 I will hold. And I think we're out of time. But that takes us well through a good part of our open orders. So, this is order number 233, the Christmas trees. Yeah, sorry about that. And these are all the leases. So, members, I think we are in good shape. I would entertain a motion to recess committee of the whole. Pardon? Pardon? Oh. All those in favor? Motion carries. And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Committee on Legal Affairs.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:00.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll call the full council back to order, and we will go right to reports from committees. Ms. Kent.
Okay, it wasn't ready. Order number 238. The Committee on Public Service, to whom refer the matter regarding petition 309-96478 to install underground facilities on Balt Street, has set a public hearing for 9/23 at 7:40 PM.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to set that public hearing as recommended by the subcommittee. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. That carries 9-0. Thank you for enthusiastic motion, Councilor Sutton.
Order number 234 from Finance and Property Committee to set a public hearing for the CPC budget on 9/23 at 7:50 PM.
I would also entertain a motion to set that public hearing as recommended. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
Order number 187A, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a recommendation from the Planning Board relative to a proposed Order 187/2024, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Receive and place on file.
Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to receive and place on file. All those in favor? Aye. That carries 9-0. Councilor Spang, you got outmoved. I know.
Order number 187B, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding order of taking easements in portions of Thaxton Road, Cumnock Street, and Old Planters Road, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor? Aye. Carries 9-0.
Order number 187C, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding order 187B and C, 187, order to lay out and accept portions of Thaxton Road, Cumnock Street, and Old Planters Road as public ways.
Councilor St. Hilaire.
If I may, Madam President, I just wanted to acknowledge the work of Assistant Solicitor Dole and Lisa Chandler, and this was a long process. One thing I've learned is that we have over 600 roads in Beverly, and 200 plus or more are unaccepted, and you know, this neighborhood needed to be repaved, and this became a problem. We had some residents very patient, so I want to thank them as well, and thank the administration for their persistence. We're on schedule to get it repaved this fall, and this is kind of the last thing we need to get done. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor. Any other questions or comments on this one? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries 9-0.
Order number 227, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a request for a waiver of the city's ordinance, Chapter 113-2, prohibiting possession of consumption of alcohol on a public way or in public spaces, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend that application be granted.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Carries 9-0.
Order number 232, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding an application for a new fortune teller license for Christine Rivera of 4 Kernwood Ave, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the license be granted.
Questions or comments on this one? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0, and thank you to Ms. Rivera for being here with us this evening for our subcommittee.
Order number 233, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a renewal application for John DeFincenzo to sell Christmas trees at 294 Elliott Street, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the license be granted.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0.
Order number 235, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a reappointment for Elizabeth Dunn as a Ward 6 representative to serve on the Open Space and Recreation Committee, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this reappointment.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0 with our thanks to Ms. Dunn, and thank you, Councilor St. Hilaire, for the clarification on the multiple Liz Dunns.
Order number 236, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a request to set a public hearing to review amendments to the Beverly zoning ordinance to comply with Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 3A, MBTA Communities Act, have set a public hearing for October 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. And this will be a joint public hearing with the planning board as well. Thanks to our planning director, Ms. Nguyen, for being here, and also apologize for that oversight, Ms. Nguyen. I appreciate your making sure that we got that set up for the right date. So, councilors, I'd entertain a motion to set that as proposed for October 7th, 7:30. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0. We'll look forward to being together with the planning board at that time.
Order number 237, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a request to waive the city's right of first refusal on resale of an affordable housing unit, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0.
Order number 239, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a petition to discharge a municipal mortgage of Suzanne Audette, trustee 352 Cabot Street Realty Trust, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0.
Order number 241, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding a waiver for Coastal Mass Brewing of the City Ordinance, Chapter 113-2, prohibiting possession of or consumption of alcohol in a public way or in public spaces, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That carries 9-0. All set. Thank you very much, Ms. Kent. Thank you very much, councilors. Thank you again to our Assistant Solicitor, Jesse Dole, and our Planning Director, Ms. Nguyen, for being here with us all the way until the end of our meeting this evening. We appreciate that. Thank you to Kim in the BevCam booth, as always. Are there any announcements or reminders from councilors before we adjourn? Councilor Houseman, we heard that Legal Affairs will meet next Monday at 6:30. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Legal Affairs next Monday in the committee room here on the 3rd floor. Well, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. That carries 9-0. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good job, Jess.